Well, as the holiday shopping season officially begins, we have been reminded through this program and in recent weeks of how the retail experience has changed dramatically during COVID-19. That's true if you're a small business operator or one of the biggest. Take a name like Walmart, which over the years has built a massive presence in this country. Walmart Canada, with hundreds of stores nationally, more than 900,000 daily visitors to the walmart.ca site, and more than 90,000 people in its workforce. Let's get perspective from Horacio Barbeito, who's the president and CEO of Walmart Canada. Horacio, thanks very much for joining us on this official start of the holiday shopping period. I want to just start with what it's been like for you in navigating this, in running this retailer during this pandemic.
John, first of all, thank you for having me. And you know, this has not business as usual, of course. And since the beginning of this pandemic, you know, it has been really a team effort. You know, in managing probably uncertainty and volatility like never before in our professional lives. But since day one, we focused on you know, the safety of our customer and associates, making sure that you know, the supply chain keeps moving because you know, there was a lot of shift in consumer behavior. So, you know, managing the, you know, a rocky present was very important. And at the same time, you know, involving the community, helping others, and very importantly also, you know, address the changes that some of them are here to stay.
Well, you mentioned a few things there. Let's talk about employee safety. How concerned are you about this so-called second wave? Obviously, we've seen the number of COVID cases in Canada on the rise.
Well, you know, obviously we were initially, you know, not expecting to be in this situation and in this stage, but we were prepared for it, and that is why we made sure that we implemented, you know, benefits for our associates, as well as you know, making sure that for the high traffic season, that we were prepared to actually smooth the curve. And that's what we did for the holiday season, John. We were able to, you know, to flatten the curve in, you know, in the flow of goods. Black Friday and these, you know, peak events, we wanted to take, you know, to take the peak away and making sure that we handle traffic, that our associates are not under a lot of stress. And very importantly, our supply chain, you know, stands strong because, as you know, with a lot of people staying at home or the at-home economy, as we call it now in retail, is putting a lot of pressure on everyday essentials, right? I mean, the shift from eating out to eating at home is putting a lot of pressure on the food supply chain. So we wanted to make sure that you know, that we do not interrupt that supply chain. That, as you well know, once it is clogged, is very hard to recover.
Well, those are all important points, I think, because Walmart has become one of the dominant companies when it comes to grocery items for people in this country. As you know, there has been some tension building with small businesses, small retailers who have had to close their doors or have a lot of restrictions on their business. And some people think that's an advantage to big box retailers like yourselves. We spoke to the former CEO of Sears Canada earlier in the program who described it as such. What would you say to those, and specifically small business owners in this country who are just trying to keep the lights on whether or not the Walmarts of the world have an unfair advantage right now?
Well, John, let me tell you very, you know, very, very firmly, we want everybody to be open, of course. You know, the supply chain cannot stand, you know, just a few of us to be open. So, you know, the authorities made, you know, very sound decisions based on science and, you know, and with health and safety as the priority. And, you know, we respect that. But, you know, we offer our help. We have some of the, you know, best logisticians, you know, and we have, you know, assets and tools to help small businesses, you know, sell in our marketplace, for example. But we really want them to be open and, you know, for customers to have more choices and not put, you know, the supply chain under so much stress. And it's not only the supply chain, John. You know, you have our associates, our employees in our stores also, you know, under a lot of stress because, you know, people, you know, lean into going into stores to to stock up in this situation. There's always this is the history of humankind. If you put restrictions, behaviors will be about actually stocking up. So we hopefully we lift the safety protocols and healthy concerns being the driver for even more safety in the small business owners, and they be able to open as soon as possible. We need them open. We want them open.
So I just wanted to follow up on that. There has been some reporting that next week the federal government will unveil some targeted support for a range of sectors, including retail. What do you think makes sense? If we are going to see more assistance from the federal government in your industry, what do you think the best way to go would be?
Well, I think the essential retailers like ourselves. I'll be very honest. We do not need the support that yes is needed by the small business owners that were more affected by this by this shutdown. I just mentioned the food service industry, theaters, and the likes. So I think that stimulus is very important to keep consumption. Consumption is north of 70% of the GDP. So our consumers need the help. Many of them are financially stretched, and they need retailers like us. That we stand for low prices and in the basic needs. But the small owners will need help, and the best way to do so is listening to the different sectors. It is very diverse, the need. So hopefully it is done in a very dedicated way to those that need it the most.
Yeah. We only have about 30 seconds left, Horacio, but I haven't had an opportunity to talk about how sizable your e-commerce operations have become. Can you just give us a sense how much of your business is coming from that side of the business this year?
Well, let me give you a piece of information that is very interesting, John. Our e-commerce business is doing the volumes that we were planning for 2025, end of 2024. So wow. Obviously we had to accelerate a lot of investments, a lot of preparation to meet the customer, to meet the moment, right? So one part of the we're experiencing here an ambidextrous leadership by managing the present and investing very fast to address a future that that was brought forward. And a couple of examples, we took decisions that actually sent traffic to our e-commerce. PS5, we didn't want our stores crowded, so we said 100% of the PS5 is going to be sold online to avoid crowds.
Just one of the examples that we have to see with all those interested gamers in the supply chain reality. Horacio, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. Horacio Barbeito of Walmart.